Hi everybody, welcome back. My name is Katie and I'm the Organic Esthetician. Okay guys, so today's video is a comparison on two at-home microcurrent devices, the NuFace Trinity and the MyoLift Mini. So I'm going to be showing you how these devices are similar, how they're different, what additional features the MyoLift Mini offers that the NuFace doesn't, and hopefully answering a lot of the questions that I've been getting from you guys over on Instagram since I've been posting a lot about the new MyoLift machine. I'm really excited to share this new device with you. Before we talk about the MyoLift, let's talk about the NuFace Trinity. So I love this device. I hope that you don't think that I'm telling you not to use this. If you have it and you love it, fantastic. I've gotten so many great results using my Trinity. I have the Trinity Pro. I know that as a consumer, it can be a little challenging to get a hold of the professional device. It's one of the reasons why I really like the MyoLift. But I do love the NuFace. So I've made like 11 videos now on this device. It's been awesome. I've gotten great results on myself and on clients in the treatment room. So I don't want you to think that I'm bad-mouthing this device in any way. I am just going to show you a different option. Maybe it's something you can do in addition to doing your NuFace, or maybe it's something that you do instead of using the NuFace. Totally up to you. So I am just going to pause for a second. I've talked about microcurrent at length on other videos that I'll link down below in case you're new to the channel and you want to backtrack and watch some of those first before you watch this video. But just really quick, in its briefest form, microcurrent is a low-level electrical current that helps to stimulate and re-educate the facial muscle. This current also stimulates chemical reactions in the body to repair and heal deep down on a cellular level. It stimulates this thing called ATP, adenosine triphosphate, which is our body's cellular currency. For any of our cells to do any of the jobs that they perform on a regular basis, they need to have this ATP. And microcurrent is a really fantastic way of stimulating ATP. Your body then holds it in reserves, and it allows your skin to function at an optimal level, performing all of the normal functions that it does to make it really healthy. True microcurrent also increases collagen and decreases fine lines. It can help reduce acne scars and stretch marks. It boosts collagen and elastin production, helping to plump up the skin. And different waveforms, which we'll probably talk about a little bit later, can actually be used to lengthen the muscle or to shorten the muscle, depending on the device that you have. Okay, so let's get back to talking about the NuFace Trinity.
NuFace Trinity comes in a retail version and a professional version. And the only difference is the intensity of microamps that it pulls. So the retail Trinity offers 335 microamps, and the professional offers 400 microamps. So what's important to know about that is that the higher the intensity of the microcurrent, the more results you're going to get quicker. Studies have shown that using microcurrent at 500 microamps can actually increase ATP up to 500%. So there's definitely benefit of using a higher microamp when you're using your microcurrent device. One of the things that I really have always loved about the NuFace is that you can pop off the head and pop on this wrinkle reducer attachment, which now turns your microcurrent device into an LED light. It's two modalities in one. I think that's a really fun function. So I've never had any negative reactions to using the NuFace. I've never had any clients have any negative reactions. But what's so cool about YouTube is that my sample size has now grown exponentially, and I'm able to get feedback from so many different consumers out there using the device. And what I'm finding is that people are having trouble with a couple things. they're having trouble knowing whether or not they're getting conductivity. They're saying that they're using the device, but they're not seeing any results. And some people get a little freaked out by how jarring the sensation is if you don't have enough conductivity gel on the skin and you put your live microcurrent onto your skin. It can be very prickly, a little bitey. That sensation is completely unique to the NuFace. True microcurrent doesn't actually cause any sensation. You shouldn't be feeling your device. Ultimately, I started down this journey to look for a different machine for me at home because I'm a licensed esthetician. I wanted a more professional device that offers multiple waveforms. So your microcurrent machine can use different waves of microcurrent, and those waves talk to different parts of the body. So one will affect the skin while another might help promote lymphatic drainage. One lifts and tightens the muscle while another lengthens it. So there's definitely benefit to using a device with multiple waveforms, and that's what I was looking for as a professional. NuFace uses one waveform or one blend of waveforms. It's unclear because NuFace doesn't really promote what this waveform is. I'm fairly certain that they're using a square waveform or a blend of square and maybe sine. I'm really not that positive. I've asked before and I've never really had a very direct answer. I know some people out there on the internet say that it's not a microcurrent device and it actually uses galvanic current. They're FDA cleared as a microcurrent device. I can't imagine that they're only using galvanic. Nowhere on any of their marketing material does NuFace say that they use galvanic, so I'm gonna say that that's just not true. But again, it's just a little unclear. So I started looking for a device that has multiple waveforms. For me to use it, I also wanted you guys to be able to use it. So I really wanted a professional device that's also available to the consumer. I wanted to address some of the issues that you guys were having, like not being able to know whether or not you had conduction. The machine is on, but is it actually working? You can't really tell. And I also didn't want it to be uncomfortable, so I wanted it to be as easy to use and as comfortable to do a treatment as possible. And so I started doing research. I started looking at a bunch of different devices because there are a handful of at-home microcurrent devices on the market. ClearBlend Mini is a really popular one. I know a lot of estheticians that I follow on YouTube use it and really love it. But again, it's only one waveform. So that's how I found 7E Wellness. So 7E Wellness makes the MyoLift Mini. You get your machine and then it has two probes. It's a little different than the NuFace. NuFace has one big one and MyoLift has two tiny guys. So with your NuFace, you were gliding or holding. Now with your MyoLift, you're going to actually pinch the muscle between the probes, or you might pull the muscle apart depending on the setting that you're going to use. So other than the obvious differences of how you actually use the device, MyoLift Mini offers 400 microamps. So you can go all the way down to 175 and all the way up to 400, depending on what you want to use the device for. There's definitely benefit to using microcurrent at a lower setting. It has two different programs that you can run in a level 1 and a level 2. So it offers Erase and Educate. So let's talk about that. The Erase setting is a setting that you use to actually erase wrinkles. This uses a blend of rectangle and sine waveform to relax the muscle, lengthening it. So when you get a wrinkle, it's because the muscle is contracted, right? Your forehead, you contracted your forehead, these muscles have shortened. That's why people do Botox, to freeze the muscle and relax it, and it lengthens it because it smooths it out, right? And when the muscle's contracted, it pinches the skin, and that's what actually forms wrinkles. So the MyoLift offers a program that allows you to relax and lengthen the muscle which helps to smooth out wrinkles. It's really great to use on the forehead, between the eyes, on these crow's feet, and around the mouth. But you can use it on any line that might be on your face. Then it has an Educate setting in level 1 and 2, and Educate is going to work to tighten the muscle. So this is a blend of square and sine waveforms. So this is probably more similar to what the NuFace offers, but the biggest difference is that when you're using the MyoLift, you're not going to feel any sensation. I will take that back. I didn't have enough conductivity gel on my mom when I did it recently on her. And she said that it was just a little tingly, but it wasn't anything near the like bitiness that happened if I weren't to have enough conductivity on her using the NuFace. Also notice that like around the eye area where it's a little more sensitive, it'll feel almost just like more pressure. Like especially if I had a probe here next to the nose and I had it on a higher setting, it'll actually just feel like pressure under the skin, which is not uncomfortable. It's just a noticeable sensation. And that kind of just lets me know I need to turn it down. Another sign that maybe you would need to turn down your device is if you're using it and your muscles are contracting. Now, I honestly didn't know this before I started working with the MyoLift. I now have a partnership with them, and I've been doing quite a bit of education with the company so that I could give all of you guys the right information when I'm talking about this device. But when your muscle actually contracts like that and you get that kind of twitch, it usually happens around the eye area. We're actually depleting ATP stores. So we're doing the exact opposite thing that we wanted to achieve by using microcurrent. So if ever you have a muscle contraction or spasm, you want to stop using the device and turn it down to a lower setting. There's no problem with using your microcurrent device down in the 300 microamp range. Think of it as a workout. Right? When you first start lifting weights, you probably start with a 10-pound weight and you work your way up to 20 and then up to 30. It's the same idea with your face. You're going to start low and get your skin used to it because we're training it, we're re-educating it. And then as you get used to doing these treatments, you can work your way up, and now I'm doing all the way up to 400 microamps through this whole area of my face. I've also been doing 400 microamps with the NuFace previously. When I decided that I was going to start using the MyoLift, I stopped using all other facial devices outside of my Quicksonic Zoe cleansing device, so that I could really see what the results with just the MyoLift would be. And I've been really pleased with those results. Really notice a difference in smoothing through my forehead, my under eye, and my lip area where I've been using that erase setting. I feel an overall kind of tone and tightness or tautness in my skin from doing these treatments. So I've done about 10 treatments over the last month. So I haven't been doing it every day, just so I could kind of see the results of a fairly casual treatment schedule so that I could kind of gauge what you guys should be doing. I'm gonna do a quick unboxing for you guys, or just kind of show you what comes with your MyoLift Mini. This is the box that the MyoLift comes in. It shows you all the products that it contains on the back, and it has a picture of the device on the front. Inside the box, you will get your MyoLift Mini, a cord that has your 2 probes. And now when you get this cord, it's not separated. It's like, see how it's not separated here? This is what it looks like all the way up to the top when you first get your device. So you're just gonna take your electrodes and you're gonna peel them apart so that you have freedom of your cords to work with, so you can move them around and not get, trapped around your neck. It comes with a charging cord, and I think I also got an additional lead wire. This is really helpful if you are using any of the attachments, which I'll show you in a second. This is how you would connect the attachments to your MyoLift terminal. Comes with a manual that has tons of really great information in it. Talks about how microcurrent works. It shows you pictures of how to do the movements. Also comes with a chart that shows you the movements. And it comes with a facial muscle chart. So you can see where the muscles are on your face. You want to be doing your movements around the muscles. Honestly, if this is like blowing your mind and feeling like too much for you, don't even worry about it. I will say that this chart was a little challenging to figure out correctly, even with how the manual had the directions of how to use it. I ended up doing a hands-on training with one of 7E Wellness's educators. Even their movements are a little different than what's in the chart. And in my demo, I'll show you exactly how to do those movements. It's really simple once you get the hang of it. And now I do my treatments sitting on my couch. I put a mirror on my coffee table and I'll watch TV and I'll be doing my movements as I'm, multitasking with something else. So you definitely get the hang of it. I do feel like when I was using my NuFace, I didn't have to look in a mirror, and I like looking in the mirror when I'm using my MyoLift. MyoLift also has 2 other attachments that you can use. This has a lead cord in it, but this is the eye mask. So the eye mask is really cool. Your lead cord has a plug that you plug into each side, and it plugs into the back of your device. This has this sticky conductivity on the back of your eye mask, and you can just place it on your face and run the device. So if you're interested in addressing your eye area or your forehead, I highly recommend getting the eye mask attachment. It's so easy. You run it on Erase for 10 minutes and on Educate for 10 minutes, and then you're done. And you can be doing a million other things. You can also use this over a sheet mask if you wanted to. So you put your sheet mask on and then you put your eye mask over the top of that. And depending on the ingredients in the sheet mask, you should be totally fine for conductivity. So then they also offer gloves. These have plugs. So again, you're plugging one lead cord into one side and one into the other. All of the movements that you would be doing with your probes, holding like this, you can just do with your fingers. So you can lift up your neck, you can pull it this way, you can hold at the brow like this. If you're finding that these probes are too tricky for you, I would then suggest getting the gloves. You just put like latex or nitrile gloves underneath so that you don't absorb all the current. You put your gloves on and then you can do all the movements to your face. Makes it super easy. I'm gonna have videos on both of those attachments and full tutorials and demos in the future. Again, let's talk about sensation. When you're using the MyoLift Mini, you won't feel any sensation on the skin. It's not gonna feel prickly, it's not gonna hurt. You will get that metallic taste when you're working around your mouth, for sure. Totally normal, totally okay. And you might see a little bit of those kind of strobing lights when you're working around the eye. And that's just the current hopping back and forth. Again, nothing to be worried about. If you are prone to migraines, microcurrent might increase the likelihood of you getting a headache. If you are prone to headaches and really sensitive to certain types of stimulus, microcurrent might not be right for you. Microcurrent cannot be used if you are breastfeeding or pregnant, if you've had heart surgery in the last year, if you have a pacemaker or any other type of electrical device inside of your body, if you've had a recent facial operation or facial procedure, if you have active cancer or are undergoing chemo or radiation treatments, if you have epilepsy, seizures, or some sort of heart condition, and if you're under 18. Another thing you should know is that if you're using Retin-A, any higher strength vitamin A, you probably want to discontinue using it about 3 weeks prior to starting a treatment with microcurrent. Now, that's purely because microcurrent pushes product into the skin. Microcurrent is a fantastic modality to use over serums, as you're going to get more benefit from that product because the microcurrent is pushing it into those deepest layers of the skin. I'll talk about some fantastic serums to pair with microcurrent in my next video. Microcurrent's also great if you have acne. So the current itself is antibacterial and it encourages the natural healing process in the skin. So once you start using true microcurrent regularly, not only are you going to see a tightening in the facial muscle or lengthening depending on what you're using and where you're using it on the face, you're also going to notice an improvement in tone and texture of the skin. I mentioned this earlier, but microcurrent actually helps to stimulate collagen and elastin. One thing that microcurrent does not do is address fat in any way, whether that means to dissolve fat deposits or to stimulate fat deposits. Microcurrent doesn't address fat. It addresses the skin and the muscle, and depending on the waveform, it addresses the lymphatic system and even the circulatory system. It's not going to decrease any fat deposits in the face. It might give you the appearance of a slimmer face by lifting the muscle, but that's the extent of it. One full MyoLift Mini treatment can last between 5 and 20 minutes, depending on what you want to do. It usually takes a little bit longer in the beginning, and then once you get the hang of it, you move pretty quickly. You can do this treatment 1 to 3 times a week for the first month, and then back off and do it once or twice a month after that. If you're really working to do a lot of corrective treatments with your microcurrent, you're welcome to use your microcurrent every other day on your face. Think of it just as if you were exercising. If you worked out every single day in a row, your body doesn't have time for recovery, right? So same with microcurrent, you want to work out the muscle and then give it a day to recover. Work out the muscle and give it a day to recover. Microcurrent can be used in conjunction with injectables. I made a video answering some of those questions, and I'll link that down below. Just to reiterate, if you have done Botox injections, you can use microcurrent in conjunction with your Botox. You want to wait at least 2 weeks after an injection. I would only use the erase setting over the Botox site because that's going to work to lengthen that muscle, keeping it relaxed, which is what the Botox has done. If you use the educate setting, you're gonna actually beef up that muscle. It might make the Botox wear off a little quicker. If your Botox is kind of running towards the end of its course and starting to wear off, microcurrent is a fantastic way to allow you to elongate the effects of the Botox and allow you to not have to go back and get another injection so quickly. The idea with Botox is that you're paralyzing the muscle. So if you can constantly are paralyzing the muscle, it's going to atrophy. And when it atrophies, your whole face can shift down and droop, right? Because all of these muscles support all of these muscles. So too much Botox can actually give you kind of a droopy look to the face, which is why using microcurrent is such a fantastic alternative to Botox or complement to it if you want to spread out your injections so you're not over injecting the muscle. If you have fillers, microcurrent doesn't do anything to Rejuviderm or any of those fillers. Again, I would wait 2 weeks post-injection. And then if you feel like that area that's been injected is at all pliable, I would just work around it. If you have an LED device at home and you want to use it in conjunction with your microcurrent device, ideally you would do your LED first. It helps to warm up the muscle, allow the microcurrent to be more effective. Another way to ensure really effective microcurrent treatments is to make sure that your skin is hydrated when you're doing microcurrent. So that might mean drinking extra water that day, but it could also mean using a hydrating toner and serum underneath your conductivity gel. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'm so excited that I got to share the MyoLift Mini with you all. Really don't think bad about the NuFace. I love it still. It's fantastic. I just personally wanted something a little different and a little more. And in case you guys also felt that way, now you have another option. If you have a NuFace at home, keep using it. They're great. In the future, when it dies, now you have the knowledge to consider whether or not you want to repurchase the NuFace or try a different device. I'll link everything down below, where you can buy the MyoLift, all the accessories, the conductivity gel, and links to my previous NuFace videos if you haven't watched those. Okay, so like this video, make sure you subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. All right, thank you again, and I will see you guys soon. Bye.